Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise here on MLB The Show 20. As today we continue season number 4 here of the series. Currently in the middle of June, our Pirates currently sitting with a record of 42-27, a game and a half back of first place in what has been a very close NL Central division between us and the Brewers once again. For the past 3 years, us and Milwaukee have been in a dogfight for first place in the division in Season 2. Milwaukee won by a hair. Last year, we won by a little bit. And then this year, it looks like it's going to be very close again. Our Pirates are playing really well so far in the month of June. Currently 9-5 this month. The offense is really clicking. The pitching has been very up and down this year. But, I mean, we are just hitting the ball lights out. Looking at these statistics, Brian Reynolds has been okay. O'Neill Cruz obviously having a very good year, along with Josh Bell. Those two, I would say, have been our two best players on the roster this year. Benny Ling had that great April. He's cooled down since, but he's still doing well. Dylan Carlson, one of the more disappointments. I mean, he hasn't been bad, but, I mean, he hasn't been up to standards. Our two rookies, Wander Franco and Pablo Cairo, have both been excellent since they were called up to the majors in late April, both hitting over 300 for solid power. Both of their OPS is right around 900. I think Franco's is a tiny bit under. Cairo's is a little bit over. Francisco Mejia has been red hot, and then the bench, not great. The starting rotation's been pretty mediocre. Jameson Taillon has an outstanding whip, but, I mean, the ERA is a bit high for an ace. Julio Urias has been meh. Mitch Keller has easily been the most disappointing player on this roster. I mean, you can't tell me this team's going to gear up for a playoff run and have Mitch Keller, whose ERA is in the 6s, be a top 5 starter in this rotation. Waddle and Yamamoto have been okay. Adonis Medina doing his thing. And the bullpen, I would say, I'm pretty happy with. Now, the back-end guys have been disappointing. Will Smith's been inconsistent. Kent Giles has been inconsistent for his standards. Pedro Baez has never really played well this year. But the middle relievers, Iglesias, Clase, Givens, and Suero, have all been really good this year. So that's good. As long as the back-end guys and the starting rotation can get together, then this team is in for a really good path. And we are going to make a change to the pitching staff. Top prospect Santiago Osuna will be called up to the big leagues. The plan was to call him up with Wander Franco and Pablo Cairo, but he wasn't fully healthy in April. I wanted to make sure he was playing well in AAA. Now I think it's the right time to call him up. So Santiago Osuna is now going to be a starter in our rotation, and we're going to be sending Adonis Medina down. He has a lower ERA than any of our starters, but I just still don't feel as comfortable with him as I do everybody else. Now, Medina is out of minor league options, so that means he does go on waivers. I assume he won't get picked up, and if he does, it's not the end of the world, but I assume he won't get picked up, so that's why I'm comfortable with sending him down to the minors. If I wasn't comfortable with it, then I probably wouldn't do it, and I would send down someone else. So I'm confident that Adonis Medina will still be in our organization, and I'm sure he'll be called up fairly soon once a few roster spots will end up opening up. So Medina's now in waivers. Osuna is now in the starting rotation. We will be looking at his first 2 starts today. Both games we will play will be Santiago Osuna starts. So I wanted to be able to pitch in his first 2 games, just get a glimpse of what he can do in the big leagues as the Pirates head out for a 3-game set at Busch Stadium to take on the divisional rival St. Louis Cardinals. As here is Santiago Osuna warming up wearing number 32, making his major league debut tonight. One of the top prospects in all of baseball. He was the very first player we drafted in this series. As we look at both lineups for tonight's game 1-9, the Pirates are really experimenting with the lineup card. Dylan Carlson is hitting leadoff, I think, is the standout thing. He's not your prototypical leadoff hitter. He's a guy who usually hits between 2 and 5. So, I mean, the Pirates are just trying to mix things up a little bit, see what Dylan Carlson can do in a different role. As Miles Michaelis is on the mound for St. Louis. He is a tall glass of water as Dylan Carlson opens up the game, striking out. Not really what you want to see there from him at the top of the order. So let's go to the bottom of it first. Santiago Osuna, the 20-year-old native of the Dominican Republic. He cannot legally drink yet, for what it's worth. 6'5", 194. He's a really well-balanced pitcher. Only thing is he doesn't strike out particularly well, or he doesn't strike out batters at a high rate. However, the first batter of the game, former Pirate Kevin Kramer, will go down looking. That's how to start a career. Low cutter in the zone. and it gets Kramer to go down, and he's pretty frustrated. Paul Goldschmidt up now, one of the top hitters in all of baseball, grounds out to Wander Franco. So Santiago's first inning, 1-2-3. I gotta say, that's a good start to his young major league career. The Pirates are really going to take it slow, by the way, with Osuna. I can't see him going more than 5 or 6 innings, even if he plays really well. As we go to the top of the second, Wander Franco going to lead things off. I wonder where that ball went, because it's not in the stadium anymore. Well, I mean, it is in the seats, but it's not in the field. That was a very bad joke. Wander Franco with his 10th home run of the year, and Pittsburgh is on the board. They will make it 1-0. However, Pittsburgh isn't quite done. A few batters later, same inning, Francisco Mejia belts it deep into right field, and it is out of here. Mejia with his 16th home run of the season, 6th in the month of June. By the way, he started this season off horribly, and he has been playing a lot better since. Inning will end with Santiago Osuna striking out in his first major league at bat. He's not the next Madison Bumgarner at the plate, unfortunately. As we get to the bottom of the second, Trey Mancini goes down looking. Here's Paul DeYoung now. Goes down looking as well. These guys aren't even swinging at Osuna's stuff. Tyler O'Neill now up, and that one goes over the head of Wander Franco. O'Neill very fast on the base pass. So Santiago Osuna allows his first major league hit, and it is a 2-out triple. O'Neill with a nice hustle. Now a runner is 90 feet away from home. We'll see if the Cardinals are able to drive them in. The Pirate killer, Dievy Grulon, up at the plate with 2 on, 2 outs, and he would strike out. So the inning would come to an end. Osuna does not allow a run, despite allowing his first career major league hit and walk. Top of the third now. Pablo Cairo up with a runner on and no out. Grounds this one right to third. 5-4-3 double play. The Cardinals infield is more chemistry than a science project. Now, later in the third inning, runner on second here for O'Neill Cruz, who rips it deep into right center field, and it will drop. Josh Bell will score with ease, an RBI double for O'Neill Cruz. Cruz leads the Pirates in RBIs by a pretty decent margin, as it is now 3-0. Bottom third now, the speedy Tommy Edman up at the plate. He goes down to the curveball. Santiago Osuna now with 4 strikeouts through 3 innings. That's a good number for him. Top of the fourth now, big ding, Benny Ling, shopping gap. That one actually goes over the fence barely into left center for his 19th home run, which ties O'Neill Cruz for the team lead in home runs. Francisco Mejia now up at the plate. He went yard earlier today, and he's going to try to do it again. Does it have the distance? Yes, it frickin' does. And the Pirates are now up 5-0 with 4 solo home runs, 2 of which were hit by Francisco Mejia with his 17th of the year and his 7th home run within the span of about 2.5 weeks. Very impressive. Bottom 4 now, Paul Goldschmidt leads the inning off of a ground rule double, and we got some bad news. Santiago Osuna suffered a minor injury, and the Pirates want to be as precautionary as they can, so Osuna's day is done after just 3 innings of work. Raisel Iglesias is now in. I've got to say, Osuna's debut was pretty good. And then the first batter Iglesias faces rockets a 2-run shot into left field. That's Trey Mancini with his 19th home run of the season. So Osuna will allow 1 run through 3 innings. So his ERA after today will be a very solid 3. As Pablo Cairo strikes out, full count pitch for Josh Bell. That ball goes into straightaway center. Does it have the distance? It does. The Pirates with 5 solo home runs now today. Bell with his 16th of the year. Josh Bell hasn't been as powerful as he has in recent years. Now, he's still on pace to hit probably around 40 home runs, which is obviously still a very good number, so you can't really complain. As Raisel Iglesias here in the bottom of the 5th, getting pinch hitter Yairo Munoz to strike out, along with Paul Goldschmidt with 2 runners on and 2 outs, as Jesse Hahn is now in for the Cardinals as we are in the 6th inning. Nobody out, 1 on for Benny Ling. Grounds this one to first. Really nice play by Goldschmidt as the Cardinals were turned 2. Pedro Baez now in for the bottom of the 6th inning for the Pirates. He's been the model of consistency for his decade-long career at the Dodgers. Hasn't really played well with Pittsburgh this year. He does have a nice inning here, striking out DeYoung and O'Neill. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, Wander Suero is in, another one of the new faces acquired in the offseason on this bullpen, as the Pirates going to try to turn 2 early, and they would be successful. 3-6-3 double play right there. We go to the 8th inning now. Cody Whitley is in for the Cardinals, his 35th appearance of the year. He's been a busy man, and his inning would be a success. 1-2-3 inning as Wander Franco will fly out to right center field. Score remains 6-2. Bottom 8 now, Paul Goldschmidt. He's just a window shopper. Say it with me, kids, because he's just looking. Top 9 now, Brian Reynolds up at the plate, flies this one to left, and a diving snag is going to be made. Excellent defensive play. I mean, he didn't really need to dive there, let's be honest, but still, I guess we'll give Tyler O'Neill the credit. Ken Giles is now in for the save. That ERA cannot be in the 4s for Giles, but he does get out of it as he strikes out Diego Grulon, and the Pirates get the win 6-2 in Santiago Osuna's Major League debut. Now, Osuna will not get the win. It's actually Raisel Iglesias. I don't really know how this is the case because when Osuna was taken out, the Pirates were up 3-0, and the Pirates have the lead the rest of the way. The Cardinals only scored 2. Someone please explain to me how Osuna doesn't get the win. Not that it matters because wins and losses, it doesn't really matter, but I am kind of curious how Iglesias does get the win. Osuna still have a very productive debut. The bats were good. 6 runs, 9 hits. Nice. 5 home runs. Benny Ling, Wander Franco, Josh Bell, they all went yard once, and then Francisco Mejia went deep twice in this one. The Cardinals never really hit the ball well in this game. 2 runs on 6 hits. They only scored on 1 play, which was the 2-run shot by Trey Mancini. And unfortunately for them, they will take another L as they will probably be towards the gutter of the NL Central again. Very unlike the St. Louis Cardinals. They have not been all that impressive in this franchise series. So Santiago Osuna suffered a bruised hand. It's not serious. He's just going to be out for a couple of days. He's not even going to miss his start. Osuna does have a history of minor injuries, so I guess that's interesting. So we do got some big news. Adonis Medina is cleared on revocable waivers by Oakland. Keyword is revocable. So we're going to pick him back up, but we have to send a pitcher down or make some other roster move. So we're actually going to make a trade. Our first trade of the year, and it involves Brandon Waddle. Waddle's been a very serviceable starter for us. ERA is barely at 4. Whip in the 1.4s. He's been very average, which is fine. But I have a trade I really like. So Brandon Waddle, Miguel Santiago, a first base prospect, and catching prospect Arden Pabst are going to the Yankees, and we're going to be receiving 2 players back. We need help on the bench badly, so we're going to get a bench bat in Nico Goodrum. Nico can play pretty much every position in the field except for catcher. Good defensively, good speed. He can hit for contact. He can hit for power. He hits well against righties and lefties. He is a switch hitter. So I think this move makes a lot of sense for us. He is a free agent at the end of the year, so we're not tied into any long-term contract. And I think he can be a really good bench player who starts every couple days for us. I think he can be like our main bench guy. Like if someone needs a day off, chances are he can be the guy who starts. I think he instantly becomes the best player on our bench. He's had a solid year, 260 average, 733 OPS for decent power as well. So he's just a very well-rounded player. And I think we just need someone who can be consistent on our bench. But the reason why I really like this trade is we're also getting a very good prospect. Outfielder Casey Andrade. Only 21 years old. He's actually playing with the big league club this season, and he's been pretty solid. Now, he hasn't had any minor league options used, and because of that, he will start in AAA. I do expect him to be called up again fairly soon, so we're trading Brandon Waddle, who I don't think we really need anymore now that Santiago Osuna's up, along with a couple other prospects for a good bench bat and a good piece for our future. So I think that trade makes a ton of sense for us. So Osuna's officially part of the rotation. Adonis Medina officially has that long reliever spot locked up without really having to worry about his roster spot. So I think that's very good. Santiago Osuna will be making his second career Major League start today, about a week removed from his debut and his hand injury. Obviously, he's fully healed, so he's good to go. Garrett Richards getting the start tonight for the Cincinnati Reds. He's had a below average, but I guess not terrible year, as the Venezuelan sensation Pablo Cairo up with 1 out. Barely gets that one over the fence, but he does. Cairo's 7th home run of the season. He's a little bit more the contact guy, but I think when he hits his prime, he could be a 30 to 35 home run player, potentially, if he grows to his upside. Dylan Carlson now up. He goes deep for his 8th home run of the year. And the Pirates are starting this game off very nicely offensively, as it is 3-0. Here is Osuna coming off a very solid debut against the St. Louis Cardinals. Here against the Reds tonight, I think the Pirates are going to be a little bit less cautious and probably try to get him to go 6 or 7 innings. Now, if he doesn't pitch well, then yeah, take him out after like 4 or 5. But I think Pittsburgh's going to let him roam 3 a little bit more. As Pablo Cairo makes that play, 1-2-3 inning. On to the top of the second, Osuna gets robbed of a major league hit. Would have been his first career hit. As we go to the bottom of the inning, he is striking out batters. There is C.J. Cron going down swinging. He will also get Michael Ciani to go down. Good frame from Santiago Osuna as we go to the bottom of the third. Reds have a pair of base runners on with 1 out. This is their opportunity here to score some runs, or maybe not, as Eugenio Suarez strikes out, ending the inning. 3 scoreless once again from Santiago Osuna as we go to the 4th inning. The game has been stuck at 3-0 since the top of the first inning. So why not add another dent to this lead as Nico Goodrum, with his first home run as a Pittsburgh Pirate, 4th of the year. Pittsburgh will now make it 4-0. A couple batters later, here's Santiago Osuna still looking for his first major league hit, and you thought he'd get it there, but Francisco Mejia assumed it was going to be caught. Because of that, he cannot get to second in time, and it's only unfortunately ruled as a fielder's choice. At least Santiago Osuna gets to be on base now. I suppose that's good. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter as Josh Bell would fly out. Still a successful inning with Nico Goodrum going deep. He got the start today over Brian Reynolds, who would get this one off, as Brian Dozier and Michael Ciani go down on strikes. Another great inning from Santiago Osuna. TJ Antoine is in as the long reliever for the Reds. The Pirates, I mean, after the first inning, they haven't really hit the ball that well, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. As Nico Goodrum's up, he's already gone yard once today. Why not add another? Nico Goodrum with his second home run as a Pirate, second home run in his last 2 at-bats, and Pittsburgh will extend this lead as it is now 6-0. Bottom 5, Kyle Isbell strikes out. Osuna has been striking out batters at a very good pace. He is currently at 6. Will he make it 7? Yes, he does. Former top draft pick Nick Senzel will go down. Ryan Hendricks is now in for the Cincinnati Reds here in the 6th inning. Santiago Osuna is up, and this time it will drop for a base hit. Santiago Osuna with his first major league hit of his career. He was close in both at-bats today. The first one was obviously a diving catch by the right fielder. The second one should have been a hit, but he got unlucky with the base running situation. So now he gets his first major league hit. I'm happy it happened in a game that we're actually watching. Unfortunately, we'd have to wait until he scores his first career run, as Josh Bell would be out. Bottom 6 now, C.J. Cron with a single. However, C.J. Cron clearly took some shots in the dugout. He decides to go for 2 and is out by a large margin. I don't know what he is doing. That would end Santiago Osuna's day. 6 innings, 101 pitches, 0 runs allowed. What a game from the rookie. 7th inning now. Benny Lynn quietly has 3 hits today. A pair of doubles and now a single. Nico Goodrum's now up. He's gone yard twice. He's currently 3 for 3. Gonna try to make it 4 for 4, and he's unsuccessful. Very nice play by the first baseman to get the out, ending the inning as we go to the bottom of the 7th. The new pitcher in for the Pirates is Michael Givens, who's had a really good season. 3.18 ERA, 57 strikeouts in just under 40 innings of work. Brian Dozier, he's just in window shot because he's just looking. Going down of a high slider. Kyle Isbell up with 2 on, 2 outs. Reek grounder to second. Wander Franco barehands it to get him out, ending the inning as we move on now to the bottom of the 8th. Emmanuel Clase in. He is a sub 2.7 ERA. That is awesome. He started slow last year, really played well down the stretch, and he has picked up right where he's left off as he gets Nick Senzel to strike out. A couple batters later, there is a single for Eugenio Suarez. However, he clearly's taken some shots going to second, and he's gunned out. I don't know what the Reds have in their dugout. I don't know if Snoop Dogg has been supplying them with the green, but these base running decisions are just stupid. And this game would come to an end as Brian Dozier flies out to right. Carlson makes the play, 6-0. shutout victory for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Santiago Osuna with his first major league win. He was outstanding today. 6 innings of work, no runs allowed. This guy is special. I'm telling you right now, he is special. He has the potential to be an absolute ace. Not just an ace, but one of the best aces in baseball. And I think he has the chance to do that very soon. The bats were quite solid today. Pablo Cairo, Dylan Carlson, and Nico Goodrum go deep. Goodrum went deep twice. 6 runs on 11 hits. Osuna, by the way, struck out 7 batters, walking 1, allowing 5 hits. For what it's worth, in both games today, the Pirates absolutely mashed the ball. 9 combined home runs in these 2 games. That's a lot. However, 0 runs after the 5th inning in both games. I find that very interesting. I mean, not that it's mattered because the pitching has been outstanding, but still, 0 runs after the 5th inning in both games today. A little bit weary, but I mean, at least the team's starting off games really well. So we would do some more simulating, or we're about to. The series coming up against the Milwaukee Brewers, any series of the Brewers, is a very important one. And, well, before we see what happens, we're going to make a quick roster move. Felipe Cruz is being added to the organization. We do need some more pitching depth. So we would win 2 of 3 in that series against the Reds. Then we would proceed to win 2 of 3 against the Brewers. But let me get to the best part. Santiago Osuna went 7 shutout innings, allowing 1 hit. And his ERA right now is currently .56. We can take a quick look at the hitting numbers. Josh Bell went 4 for 4 home runs for Lenian Mejia. But I just want to see how Osuna played. How did Syndergaard not get out of the 3rd inning, by the way? That confuses me. But Santiago Osuna, 7 innings, 1 hit, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. That's a little bit concerning. Obviously, he's not a strikeout guy. The walks are high, but 1 hit, 7 innings, 0 runs, I will take it. So in 17 innings of work, Osuna allows 1 run, which he didn't even allow. That was the home run that Raisel Iglesias allowed. So technically, that's not even his fault. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.